Americans are just fat and lazy and they don't do anything to better themselves. This is what $115 gets you. Let me show you. We were able to get some Ritz crackers, one thing of cereal, some ramen, more ramen, tuna, bag of potatoes, a few avocados, some snacks, desserts, 2 bags of chips, ice creams, pizza rolls, some sausage biscuits, one thing of Dr. Pepper. All of this for $115. We're not making it. This is going to feed my kids for less than a week. And this doesn't include any dinners. There are no dinners here. This is lunch and snacks. I don't know how people are making it. It's hard out there. All the other countries that wonder and say that Americans are just...
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, going to give all praises and glories due to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kwakadash. Double honors and much love and respect to the elders and apostles and bishops and great millstone. And Shalom and honors to you, Akim, out there on the highways and byways that's noising this word abroad all around the world and doing this work in sincerity and the truth. And Shalom to the few sisters listening in silence to the spirit and power of our Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So what you just saw was a woman that was displaying her groceries, what she had bought, at the supermarket or whatever. And all of that stuff cost her about $115, which, probably all of that groceries probably back in the day would have probably ran her about no more than $40 or, or $40 or $45, if it was back in the day. But however, though, it ran her about $115 for all of that stuff, Which if she would have bought some meat and stuff like that, beef or whatever, the numbers would have been a lot more higher. And the thing is, these are the times that we're living in. We're living in some uncertain times. And really, to be quite frank, that's nothing compared to what's really about to happen, because it's going to come to a point where there's not going to be any food in these grocery stores. There's not going to be no food in these grocery stores. Okay? Because here it is, the population, the great majority of the population, they depend on these grocery stores. They depend on these foods, these supermarkets, these whole food markets, the population depends on them because, the population doesn't have their own means of growing their own food or, making their own food or having a ranch, having, some chickens or some cows or some, things like that, The great majority of the population don't have it like that. So they depend on these grocery stores to bring the food in. And the thing is, these grocery stores can only hold up but a 3-day supply worth of food. And after that 3-day supply is up, they got to replenish. Okay, so Salakia, I'm trying to choose my words, but something's gonna happen where these trucks or whatever, whether it is a EMP or, some natural disaster, something like that may occur, however it is, these trucks are not gonna make it to these grocery stores anymore. Okay, these trucks will not be able to deliver the food or the goods to these stores. Okay. And that's all pursuant to prophecy. All right. So there is going to come a famine, that's going to take place in this land, in America. Okay. So really, That's really nothing. She said that it's hard out here, but the thing is, it's going to get even harder. Okay? It's going to get to a point where you're not going to be able to feed your kids. All right? You're not going to be able to go to these grocery stores to get food. Okay? That's how hard it's going to get here, you know? That's how hard it's going to be. You talk about hard, you haven't seen hard yet. Okay? All right. So, I'm about to get into a story right here. Um It's gonna be from the book of Kings, Second Kings, Salakia, the 6th chapter. Going into the I'm gonna start at the 25th verse. Okay? Because this is what's gonna take place in the near future. All right. So it reads, and there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for score pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. Okay, and here it is. Here it is. They were selling the ass's head for what, scores pieces of silver. And here it is. You ain't gonna get much meat out of that. You ain't gonna. And selling, pigeon dove dung for 5 pieces of silver. That's how bad it was. Okay. So, verse 26. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help me, my lord, O king. Verse 27. And he said, If the Lord do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, or out of the wine press? You see? So there was nothing. There was nothing the king could do, because this was all by the hand of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua at the end of the day. Okay. Likewise, coming in these times, the times that we're about to enter into, it's going to be all by the hand of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right. So there's nothing nobody is gonna do to stop it or reverse it. All right. Because like the saying goes, your arms are too short to box with the Heavenly Father. Okay. So nobody's going to stop this thing. Okay. It's not going to be stopped, because it's going to be judgment, admonishment. Okay. So verse 28. And the king said unto her, at last thee, and she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So what happened here? So we boiled my son and did eat him, and I said unto her the next day, I give thy son, that we may eat him, and she hideth her son. You see, so they were boiling their children's. All right, they were boiling their children's and eating them because there were no food. And that's what's going to happen in these last days. All right. For you parents out there that have children, that have little infant children, you're going to be looking at them as like TV dinners in that day. You're going to be looking at them like a well done steak, in that day. All right. That's how bad it's going to be. All right. It's right in the scriptures. I mean, the scriptures don't lie. Okay. And not only that, you're going to be, if you know that your neighbor got food across the street from you, if you know the neighbor been holding up food all these years, you're going to try to go over there and take what your neighbor got. All right. You see, that's how bad it's gonna be. But you see, people they don't realize the gravity of this thing. They don't understand the gravity of this thing until it actually happens. All right, because we've been saying this from the head apostles of QMS on down. We've been saying that there's gonna come a famine in this land in America. All right. We've been saying this for the longest. We've been saying that your food prices are gonna skyrocket, go up. All right. We've been saying this. All right. And now everything that we've been saying is now starting to pay off now. Now the return that we've been putting in is starting to prosper now of what we say. All right. Pursuant to the book of Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 33. Okay. So all of what we've been saying is now coming to fruition. Okay. So I'm gonna start with the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15, and I'm gonna start at I'm gonna start at 15. So now let me start at 14 actually. So it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition amongst men, and evading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and their course of their actions shall stand in their power. And man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. You see that? So this is what's going to happen. You know, you're going to have neighbors fighting against each other, buddies that were once buddies turn into enemies because of the lack of bread. All right, because there's not going to be no food to eat. All right, there's not going to be no food. There's not going to be no food in these grocery stores. All right, these grocery stores are going to be bare empty. Okay, so there's not going to be no food. All right, so if a neighbor knows that his neighbor was storing up food all these years, what is he going to do? He's going to go over there and try to kill his neighbor, take his neighbor out, and take his goods. All right, that's what's going to be going on in these last days. And this is what we've been prophesying about. We've been warning about these times for the longest now. You know, starting with the head apostles of GMS on down. We've been warning, and now it's just right around the corner. Okay, this thing is literally right around the corner. So you people, you haven't seen nothing yet. All right, you don't know you haven't seen hard yet. If you think that's hard, wait till there ain't gonna be no food to eat out here. Okay, wait till them times come where when you can't get no food, when you ain't gonna be able to buy any food. Okay, wait for them times. Okay, so at the end of the day, it's just the beginning. All right, this is just the beginning. All right, so this stuff is just right around the corner. And y'all been warned. Y'all people been warned. Okay? Y'all been warned already. And now y'all starting to see what we've been talking about is now coming to pass. And we can see a shift taking place right now. Because the Most High right now, he's starting to tip the scale now. Okay? Now we're seeing that shift take place. Okay, so that's why brothers are excited in the spirit, because now we're starting to see this investment, what we've been doing for all these years, is now starting to pay off now through the spirit and power of our Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So with that, I'm gonna leave it there. Gonna give all praises and glories due to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakwakadash. Shalom.